Become a member and watch the next episode before it drops. Thank you. Do you know how many experts Xiao Yan brought to fight Lin Dong? Unexpectedly within the lineup of the Endless Fire domain, every single person was at least at the Earth Supreme level or above. Picking up from the previous part, the new heavenly tomb where Xiao Yan was in seclusion had been completely remodeled by him. Not only had the space been expanded dozens of times, but the time ratio with the outside world had also changed from sixfold to eightfold. When 3 months passed outside, Xiao Yan had already cultivated for 2 years within the heavenly tomb. The great battle was about to begin. Why hasn't Xiao Yan come out of seclusion yet? Long Yuan asked anxiously. At the side, the Taishu sacred flame said, "The Western Heaven Battle Emperor and the Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor have already arrived. They are currently settled in the Flame Emperor Hall. Why don't we leave 2 people here to wait while the others go receive the Battle Emperor and his group first?" Hearing this, Jun immediately said, "Senior, how about this? You all go receive them first. We can stay here and wait." "All right, we'll leave this place to you then." After speaking, Taishu Sacred Flame and the others shot toward the distant horizon. Meanwhile, Shun and Kai Lin remained behind to wait. At the same time, inside the heavenly tomb, on a desert swept by waves of scorching heat, Tuoshe Ancient God and Xiao Yan sat facing each other. Within tens of thousands of meters centered around them, everything shimmered in dazzling colors. Those were over 1,000 different heavenly flames. Among these powerful flames, several hundred had once been devoured and refined by Tuoshe Ancient God, while more than 600 had been domesticated within a flame domain. But without a doubt, if all these different flames could be completely fused and refined, it would give birth to an unprecedented and terrifying power. Xiao Yan, this power is extremely terrifying. Can you withstand it? After everything was prepared, Tuoshe Ancient God intended to inject all of his flame power, along with the power of the 600 domesticated flames, into Xiao Yan's body. As long as Xiao Yan could absorb it, his transformation would be extraordinary. "Come," Xiao Yan responded. At the same time, 2 different cultivation methods began operating within his body. Flame Mantra Fusion Chapter. Half an hour later, in the outside world, suddenly, an aura like the supreme might of heaven and earth descended from afar. Sensing this aura, everyone inside the Flame Emperor Hall immediately stood up. All eyes turned toward the distant sky. There, a pillar of flame slowly rose, illuminating the pitch-black night sky in crimson. Seeing this scene, Jun and Kai Lin, who had been waiting outside the heavenly tomb, revealed expressions of joy. Xiao Yan had finally come out of seclusion. Compared to 3 months ago, his expression had become even more resolute, and his strength had grown unfathomable. Even Jun and Kai Lin, who had not reached the Heaven Supreme Realm, could clearly sense this. "Sister Kai Lin, has brother Xiao Yan become stronger than before?" Shanna asked. Kai Lin smiled bitterly. "We haven't stepped into the Heaven Supreme Realm yet. If you can't judge it, neither can I. But before entering seclusion, he was at the mid-stage Upper Heaven Supreme. Now I'd guess he has at least reached the peak of Upper Heaven Supreme." As they spoke, the flame pillar gradually dissipated. Along with Xiao Yan, another aged figure appeared, Tuoshe Ancient God, who had secluded with him. Compared to before, his aura had weakened significantly, showing that he had transferred most of his power to Xiao Yan. As the two emerged, the distorted space at the heavenly tomb entrance calmed, and the entire heavenly tomb was reabsorbed into Xiao Yan's body. He and Tuoshe Ancient God descended before Jun and Kai Lin. "How long until the battle?" "Less than 3 hours," Jun replied. Xiao Yan waved his hand. "Let's go. It's time to meet our allies." At the entrance of the Flame Emperor Hall, a massive crowd had already gathered. Led by Longyuan Taishu, Sacred Flame, the Western Heaven Battle Emperor, Wu Wan Long Xiatian King, Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor, Fen Huangdan Yu Gaoyuan, and others. Over 100 experts stood ready. Every single one of them was at least at the Earth Supreme level. Because the scale of this war was too high, even peak 9th grade Supremes would be like entering a meat grinder on the battlefield. They could be killed by shockwaves before even unleashing their power. This was a battle of pure elites at the very peak. "Welcome, Domain Lord." As Xiao Yan arrived, all the experts knelt on one knee. Xiao Yan cupped his fists and said, "I am deeply grateful that all of you have come to aid the Endless Fire Domain. With your help, this battle against the martial realm will be much smoother. If we return victorious, I, Xiao Yan, will repay your kindness many times over." The battle begins in less than 3 hours. Half a month ago, I already set up a spatial teleportation array in East City, so we must depart now. Finally, I have no special demands. Only one point. In this battle, no matter what methods you use, preserve your strength whenever possible. Do not risk your lives unless absolutely necessary. Understood, Domain Lord? A faint smile appeared on Xiao Yan's face. He turned toward the distant eastern horizon, the far eastern region of the Great Thousand World. "Then, everyone follow me." Meanwhile, as the Endless Fire Domain deployed all its elite forces in the distant martial realm, on a continent of the Four Mysteries, a massive teleportation array had been constructed. Thousands had gathered around it, though most were not combatants. The martial realm fully understood the scale of this war and had evacuated all non-combat personnel. Now, as the battle approached, this Earth's supreme army would march to war under the gaze of countless experts. All that remained was for their leader, the martial ancestor Lin Dong, to arrive. Elsewhere, within a cave behind a waterfall of Dao sect, after 3 months of baptism by divine fluid essence, Ying Huan's soul fluctuations were nearing awakening. This filled Lin Dong with joy. But at that moment, Ling Qingju reminded him, "Lin Dong, there isn't much time left." Lin Dong stood up, looked at Ying Huan's lively face and said softly, Huan, wait for me. When you open your eyes, that will be the moment I return victorious. Far Eastern region, the most desolate land of the Great Thousand World." As the Milky Way descended across the sky and the moon tilted westward, it was already deep into the night. The sea below was pitch black. Suddenly, a ray of light appeared in the darkness. As it expanded, a massive teleportation array emerged. Moments later, hundreds of figures stepped out from it. It was Xiao Yan and the army from the Endless Fire Domain. A great battle is about to erupt. Xiao Yan and Lin Dong have finally met again. Picking up from before, this was Xiao Yan and his group from the Endless Fire Domain, a force composed of 13 Heavenly Sovereign Tian Jizun experts and over 170 Earth Sovereign D. Jizun experts. The moment they appeared, just the aura they brought with them descending upon the area was enough to throw the once calm sea region into complete chaos. Looking at this easternmost land before him, Xiao Yan turned to the others and said, "There's still 1 hour left. Everyone wait quietly." As his words fell, Xiao Yan's figure flashed, appearing atop a nearby mountain peak. This was the largest peak in the region, from which one could overlook everything surrounding the continent. "You're judging where the extraterrestrial evil race will attack from." Tuoshe, ancient god, followed him and asked, "If we can prepare in advance, that would be best. But the thinness of spiritual energy here exceeds my expectations," Xiao Yan replied. In truth, his purpose was not to determine the direction of attack, because in a battle of this level, the direction of attack was no longer important. What Xiao Yan was preparing was something else entirely. While everyone awaited the arrival of the martial realm deep within Xiao Yan's supreme sea, there was a fragment of a seed, nurtured for 2 full years, using the flame of life and vast amounts of natural spiritual energy. It was the fragment of the world tree seed that Jun had once obtained at auction. Then, unnoticed by anyone, Xiao Yan used the power of his heavenly soul to quietly send the seed toward a distant sea region, where it sank to the seabed like an ordinary stone. At the moment the seed sank, the demonic energy permeating the world seemed to tremble slightly. After that, within tens of millions of miles, all demonic energy began converging toward that seed. "Whether we can turn the tide depends on you now," Xiao Yan murmured inwardly. Then he smiled faintly and sat cross-legged atop the mountain. Time slowly passed. When only a dozen minutes remained before the battle, a faint glow began to appear at the horizon where sea and sky met. It was the sign of sunrise and also the starting point of the battle. The moment that faint glow appeared, everyone instantly shifted from rest into combat readiness, because they could all feel a powerful aura from afar had already descended upon this continent. Xiao Yan, seated on the highest peak, slowly raised his head, looking toward a desolate mountain range in the distance. At that moment, the light of spiritual arrays could already be seen spreading from there. As the army of the martial realm arrived, the entire continent began to tremble violently. So, they've finally come. Xiao Yan stood up slowly. Behind him, figures like the West Heaven Battle Emperor gathered, with the sound of air being torn apart. The forces of the Endless Fire Domain saw over 100 figures arriving through the air. The Endless Fire Domain had not mobilized excess forces, and the martial realm had also only sent its elite above the Earth Sovereign level. However, in terms of Earth Sovereign numbers, the martial realm seemed slightly inferior. Yet, when a massive dragon shadow and phoenix shadow swept across the sky, even the experts of the Endless Fire Domain could not help but feel shocked. At the front of the martial realm's formation stood 4 figures, 2 dragons and 2 phoenixes. One pair appeared young, while the other 2 were elderly. But from the aura of those 2 elders, the West Heaven Battle Emperor and others immediately recognized them. How is this possible? They are actually experts from the True Dragon Clan and the True Phoenix Clan. Even Tai Pang was shocked. When he saw the young man of the True Dragon Clan, his calm expression froze. Because in the past decades, the only young person who had defeated him head-on was not Xiao Yan nor anyone else, but the strongest young generation of the True Dragon Clan, Long Luzi. Beside him stood a breathtaking golden-haired woman, the #1 prodigy of the True Phoenix Clan, Feng Yan. The martial realm was actually able to invite experts from the Divine Beast clans. Xiao Yan narrowed his eyes slightly. It seems I underestimated them. From the beginning, he had expected that the power Lin Dong could mobilize would be on the same level as his, but he had not anticipated that Lin Dong could even invite the True Dragon and True Phoenix clans, and their strongest young elites at that. Flame Emperor Xiao Yan, your lineup surprises me. A faint laughter echoed across the sky. Space twisted before the martial realm, and 8 figures appeared. These were the top experts of the martial realm, including Nan Tianzi, 2 former alliance leaders, the Ice Spirit Clan's leader Leng Feng, and Supreme Elder Bing Kangqiong. But the most eye-catching were the renowned Lin Clan 3 brothers, Lin Diaolin Yan and Martial Ancestor Lin Dong. After 3 months, these 2 rising kings from the lower plains finally met again. Above the sky, 2 massive forces faced each other in confrontation. Hundreds of Earth Sovereign experts and dozens of heavenly sovereigns. Such a gathering signified the terrifying scale of this battle. Yet none of them knew. At this very moment, everything here was being monitored by the Divine Spirit Clan. In a certain location of these supreme divine clans, all elite forces had gathered. A force more than 10 times stronger than the combined power of the martial realm and Endless Fire Domain. Through a divine projection created by ancient gods, they could observe everything happening on the battlefield in real time. The glow at the horizon grew brighter. The crimson sun seemed ready to break free from beneath the earth. A sliver of red light flickered. The moment it crossed the horizon, the war would begin. Lin Dong's side consisted of 12 heavenly sovereigns, including 4 high-level ones, along with over 100 Earth sovereigns. Though slightly inferior in appearance at this level, no one dared to be careless, especially someone as cautious as Xiao Yan. The martial realm has come to battle. Flame Emperor, how do you want to fight? Standing in mid-air, Lin Dong looked at Xiao Yan without the slightest hesitation. Xiao Yan also gazed at Lin Dong. He could feel, compared to 3 months ago, although Lin Dong's spiritual fluctuations remained at the lower heavenly sovereign level, something had changed. Lin Dong's resonance with the world had grown deeper. Martial Ancestor, we both understand once war begins between our forces, It is impossible to avoid paying a price, Xiao Yan said in a deep voice. What happened with the Flame Spirit clan? They were indeed at fault first. You refusing to give me face, I can understand. But the moment you took something from my endless fire domain, you should have been prepared to pay the price. Become a member and watch the next episode before it drops. Thank you.